Yeah, thanks so much for taking the time to speak with me.
Oh, no
Busy
worries, man.
today?
What was it?
Have you been busy today?
Not much, man. You are the third interviewer, so I've just started to warm up my voice.
Do you have many more after me?
I think there's one after me, after you. But then yeah, then it's time to watch some hockey on TV.
Okay, okay,
Yeah,
a hockey
man.
fan.
I am massive hockey fan for my local team. They're shit though, but yeah,
Okay.
one of the worst.
Fair enough. But that sport, right? That's the love of the game, right? You love them, and no matter how good or bad they're doing.
You have to. I mean, if you've been raised, in that arena, that stadium, then you have to continue. Yeah.
You just
It's a
hope for
it's a
more.
it's a curse. It's a family curse.
Yeah, fair enough. Has the workload been manageable for you? I mean, obviously, this close to the release of an album, I can only imagine you're crazy busy all the time.
So I mean, yeah, it's been kind of hectic at least the last couple of weeks because it's closing in on the release date for Blood Covenant. So yeah, of course, there's a lot of interviews and then there's the tour. So there has been a lot of music. I think we recorded 3 music videos now these last couple of like 3 weeks or something. So there's a lot of more stuff to be released. There's merchandise that needs to be printed. There's new
Mm.
prints to be taken out. There's a lot to do before the tour, but it's at the end of the road. It's gonna be so worth it because, I mean, the passion is it's so there. Can't wait to go out there and play music.
The build process, I mean, it can be incredibly long with all that work that still needs to be done that you just described there, plus so much more. And it's not like you release an album and then you just get to sit back. The work continues. But we're
Yeah.
looking at the build specifically towards this release from a non-musical perspective. What have you been particularly enjoying this time around? Like is it press side interviews, the social media side of things, or just the general buzz and hype around you at the moment?
Well, I mean, for me, it's been, because it's been like 10 years since we released music. So just to see the reactions from people listening to our music who listened to us like 10 years ago and now we're releasing music and they still like it. I think that was the biggest reward. Just see that we are still relevant on some level, and to hear people like, yeah, I grew up listening to you, and you were so important in my path growing up, helped me shape the person that I am today. And when you hear like comments like that, you get so like you enjoy it so much and you feel proud. So I would definitely say like the response is it's something that we want to. Yeah.
How do you respond to such a comment? Someone comes to you and says, "Well, this has changed my life in some way or another." I mean, how do you take that in?
Oh, okay, okay. So I just think it's kind of mind blowing that people put us on that kind of interesting band that they feel like we changed them in some way, and it feels really good. It's the same way that I felt growing up listening to my band like Get Up Kids, Taking Back Sunday, and stuff like that. So I've shared the same thing that they have, but now they share it with me, so it's kind of cool.
See, you get it. You can relate. You understand where they're coming from.
Yeah, of course, of course. I mean, music is something that is so important to a lot of people, and I mean, it's not only passion. It can be like almost religious. It can be like
Mm.
the most important thing in the world. So to be a small part of people's growing up, I mean, what can you say? It's a privilege.
Yeah, it must be difficult to sometimes stay grounded, right? When you're getting that kind of praise.
I mean, sometimes you kind of downsize everything you do. I don't know if it's like a Swedish mentality, but you don't want to be like too proud, too cocky, too successful. So it's a thing in Sweden that if you show too much, you like what you do too much, it's not acceptable. So sometimes you feel like, oh, maybe they don't mean it, maybe they just like this to say something nice, but I mean, the same way that I have experienced it, I'm sure that people have experienced this with our band. So it's very nice to hear it actually. So do
The
you hear me now?
technology. Oh yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, it's
Oh,
really odd.
perfect.
It was like you're moving away. Like it's really strange just the way it's dropping and dropping and dropping. Can hear you, but it's like very distant. But no, it sounds good now.
Too many interviews today, so it's like my earphones are like, don't want to be here anymore.
It's technology, and we
Yeah,
try to do what we can do, don't we?
yeah.
And obviously, I mean, you've seen so many changes, of course, not in the industry and as technology. I mean, Zoom, we're doing this via Zoom, and if it wasn't for COVID, I don't even think we would know what Zoom was.
I know you should have like bought stocks in Zoom or Google TV, like any kind of web camera things. Yeah, man.
Let's compare then. Compared to what you were doing last time you released an album, you say 10 years basically, this build period, have you really noticed a big difference in how you're working and how you're operating?
Well, I mean, definitely there's a wild difference between releasing Sleepless and Blood Covenant. First of all, when we released Sleepless, I think it was more like bands back then, you did like two singles and then you release the album. But now you tend to stretch it as much as you can. I mean, you want to have like five, six, seven singles, and then you release the album. So I mean, we just we I'm not sure what is the best way to do it because I'm not working in that kind of. I'm just a musician, but that's a big difference because now people want to have like three, four, five music videos, and they want more of everything. So and we try to keep up with that and give them more, but yeah. And also if we would go back 10 years ago when we released a new album, we will be so drunk for a month and just celebrate it. And I think I would say that we have grown up a little bit more now, more mature, and thinking of it a little bit more as a valuable thing
Hmm.
rather than taking music for granted.
Of course. I mean, regardless of that, how will you celebrate? Come release day, how will you celebrate?
Well, I mean, it's a Friday though.
Hmm.
So 24th of October is the Friday, so I'm sure it's gonna be some kind of celebration. Um, don't know what's gonna happen, but yeah, it's gonna be wild, I hope.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Of course, we are talking. You've said it already, but we are talking about Blood Covenant, and it is October 24th by Napalm Records, your brand new record, and hotly anticipated because you mentioned already the single releases has built more and more anticipation, and the response to them has been phenomenal. Does that positive response go some ways to kind of ease your mind as how you think the full album might be received?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when we released Heaven, it was the first song that we released in almost 10 years. And of course, you're
Mm,
super nervous. Like, how are people gonna, respond to this? Are we still relevant? Will people enjoy this? Are we like too old now? Are we, don't, maybe they will think that we don't get it because metalcore sounds way different now than it did, 10 years, 15 years ago.
absolutely.
So when I think about metalcore, I think about Unearth, maybe Killswitch Engage or SLA Dying and bands like that. But now it's that the approach and the production is like it's super quality. Everything sounds like the perfect. So and I know that we are not perfect. We tend to sound a little bit more punkish, a little bit more
Hmm.
hardcore, a little bit filthier. We are not the best musicians in the world. We've never been. We never will be, but we play from heart. And if something sounds a little bit rough on the edges, so be it, because that is who we are. But I know that everything sounds so perfect now, so when we released Heaven, I was a little bit unsure if people still gonna like that old school kind of vibe to it. But
Mm.
apparently they really liked it, and a lot of people like, yeah, we missed this kind of sound in this genre. So yeah, that was really nice to hear. And of course that takes away a lot of pressure, because if they like one song, hopefully they're gonna like a couple of more songs. And yeah.
It's just been a rolling. It's been fabulous to see. I find it so interesting. I had an interview a few days ago with Coroner and releasing a new album after 30 plus years. So a bit longer than you guys, but similar kind of
Oh
thing.
yeah.
And also brought up, mentioned the sort of fact that today, a lot of bands, like the technicality and the cleanness and how like proficient everyone is compared to perhaps like the sound was back in the day of certain bands had a difference like in how it's not almost not worth keeping up. Just do what you do basically, and if people like it, they will like it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the approach that we had. I mean, we haven't kept up so much with the new bands. I know a lot of new bands how they sound, and they're really good. Not gonna take
Mhm.
away anything from it. They're super talented and everything. But for me, it feels like a lot of these songs tend to like be written for maybe 15 seconds of focus. Doesn't really
Mm,
have to be a good song. It just needs to have very good parts.
mm.
And we tend to not know when to finish a song. We tend to write songs that are like 5, 6 minutes long. So we're like the worst band for algorithms. And we have
Basically, no
yeah, and we
TikTok
have
for you.
and we have a huge skip ratio because if you don't get the audience to listen to the first like 3 4 seconds, they will skip you, and we have like these long intros. And so from a business perspective, we're probably not the greatest songwriters out there, but we do write from our heart, and that is all that we can do.
Yeah, the day you start trying to write a song for an algorithm, the
Yeah,
day
yeah,
it's
yeah,
time to
yeah.
shut up shop.
Really, I agree, man.
Oh, well, let's go back a little bit then, I guess, kind of because we got to go back to the spark that started the creation of this album and what your initial vision might have looked like. Did you have a clear vision for what you wanted this new album to be?
No, not really. I knew that we wanted to take off where we left with Sleepless. We didn't want to go that far away from that sound. So if you would listen to Sleepless and then straight afterwards you listen to Blood Covenant, I think that you will feel like maybe there's like a couple of years between them, maybe two, but not
Mm.
10 years. So it's still the same kind of vibe. It's still the same of, melodic, dramatical kind of sound with these long build-ups, with spoken words, a lot of emo lyrics. I mean, that's what we do. And as I said, these new bands do everything so good now. So we don't even have the ability to compete with that. So we can only do what we do best, and that is this kind of style. So
Was it easy though? Or what was it challenging to get in the right headspace for writing like that? Like, so it has been 10 years, 9 years, 8 years, however long ago you started the specific writing process for this album, but like you've got to get back in that headspace.
yeah,
What was that easy?
it was easy. It was difficult to get the band back together after all these years. So I think we had like 3 years when we didn't even see each other.
Mm.
I mean, not that we weren't friends, but we live in different. A lot of us live in different cities, which is kind of far away. So when we saw each other, all five of us, we were in the same room. We wanted to practice after 3 years, 3.5 years. So some of us brought some lyrics, some of us brought some guitar riffs, some of us brought some drum fills, and then all of a sudden we were jamming new stuff. And from that, I think we wrote the album in, I don't know, 6 months.
When you were first jamming together, I mean, I presume there wasn't really a discussion around making an album, but was it just to hang out and jam together and see what came about?
So yeah, we talked about making like a 20-year celebration show in 2024. So I think we met in like 2023 just to rehearse some old songs and drink beer together and just
Yeah.
hang out because it's been a couple of years.
Hmm.
So the last time we met, all five of us, was when we did a show in Germany in December 2019. And then all of a sudden it's 2023, we're there.
Yeah.
And then we just found that passion again, that friendship, that there's like a special bond you get when you've been hanging in a small van for 10 plus years on like roads across Europe.
Yeah.
And we missed it, and we could feel it. So it was kind of like clear for us that we wanted to write more music and release music, but we never discussed it before we had that rehearsal.
Isn't it fabulous? I mean, it shows, I guess, the strengthening friendships because, like everybody knows, a friend that you don't see for say 6 months, 12 months, whatever the reason be, life is busy and it sends you in different directions. But when you see each other, it's like you've never been away from each other. It's particularly special.
Yeah, yeah, it was like that, and it was like it was almost like meeting family again, because I mean, so long we've known each other, we've grown up
Mm.
together. I mean, all of us, most of us have kids, and the kids know each other, and it's a family thing. So it's very nice to be able to do this again, because honestly, I didn't think that we would be out here putting out new music, and now we're talking about making a new album and doing more stuff. So who knows?
Yeah, from a listener's perspective, I don't think many people expected it either. But here we are, as you say, who knows what the future holds, and that is so
Yes.
so exciting.
Yeah.
But going back to the writing, so it's coming quite naturally. You feel really comfortable. You're enjoying it. That's an important part. But there's a lot of noise out in the world now, and a lot of different things that you could have been influenced by or just taken direction from. How easy was it for you all to tune out the world and just focus on what Adept were doing?
I think like we're too old to like enjoy new music. I don't know. I still listen to like I still go back listen to I mean Deftones. I still listen to like Glassjaw, Funeral for Friend, Thrice, those kind of bands, Killswitch Engage, Just Lay Dying. So I think we still had that core interest in us, that type of vibe on music. So of course there's gonna be like we tend to try out new stuff. There's a little bit synths here. There's a little bit more of like a dramatical build up to stuff like very popular today. So of course we're gonna tend to look at what is available today and what people tend to show up to.
Mm.
But that could be in production for shows as well. What is popular right now? Is it only like fire on stage, or like we used to have, or is it a more complex situation? And how do you promote music? Do you promote it in the same way as we did, like interviews and magazines, or probably
Yeah.
not magazines anymore? Or do you do TikTok? Do you do Instagram? Do you do so? There's a lot of great things to learn from, but we don't know anything about it. So that's why we it was easy for us to just focus on the way that we sound and the way that we work.
Well, it's paid off. I mean, that's the most important thing. I've heard this album is an incredible album. I
Sure.
won't even say a return to form because it's not like you lost form at any point. It's just the fact you're away for such a long period.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And thank you so much for saying that. It's because we're still nervous. We're still like it's a couple of weeks until we release the album, and yeah, it's gonna be really nice to show everyone what we worked on, and to do this tour that we're gonna do starting November, and just be out there and meeting old and new fans. So yeah, super excited.
Well, let's jump to the studio side of things
Yeah,
then in particular. Did you have a smooth time in that environment? And what's some of your
yeah,
favorite moments of that
yeah.
period?
I mean, this is the fourth album that we record with
Mm,
Henrik Udd. So I mean,
gets you.
I love that. I love the work. I love the production that he had done on so many great albums. I mean, Studio Fredman that he used to belong to. I mean, they've done Bring Me the Horizon, Architects. They do a lot of Imminence, At the Gates, In Flames. I mean, there's so many great bands that they produce. So it's an honor to work with these guys. And also, we recorded 4 albums with them, so we know them very well, and they can be
Mm.
very open and very honest. If they think something is shit, then it's probably shit, and we try to listen to them, and try to make a different approach, but not too much. Of course, we don't want to take away our own personality from it. But I mean, we recorded the album in our small studio in Trusa, and we sent the demos over to Henrik listened, and he came back with some ideas, and then we just went there and recorded.
Straightforward as that. Nothing, no insane stories of, oh my God, this happened to us. Oh my God, that happened to us.
This was like the most grown up production recordings I've ever been a part of. Usually we've been like, there's some songs we don't even remember recording on some albums. We've been so drunk, and but this time we were like super sober. We were there being creative. It was like coffee, coffee, coffee. Yeah, a whole different approach.
I mean, it's being an adult, isn't it? And then, isn't it going to be nice that you're going to be able to remember the experience this time?
It is. Yeah, definitely. It's a huge difference, but I like the new difference.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. But what about did you have any moments in the studio where you tested yourself? You pushed yourself to a limit that you were like, oh wow, I didn't know I could do that.
I mean, sure, there was a lot of parts where there's very like high singings. The notes
Mm.
are very high. It's very hard to do. At the same time, I haven't played a show since like 2019, and all of a sudden I'm gonna record an album. So it was very hard to scream. It was very hard to get those deep growls. It was like I was completely new to this, and I had
Yeah.
and I had to start over because and that was a very nice experience. Actually, it was nice to like to push yourself and to tend to find a way to get back at it. So it was kind of a struggle, but after a couple of takes, it felt like you were right back at it. So.
Muscle memory, right? Like you could do it. You know you can do it. But once you started to get there, it just comes back like riding a bicycle, and suddenly you're screaming and shouting with the best of them.
Yeah, I mean, it was like that. I mean, the first time I did a stream in a studio, I was like, "What the hell am I doing? Is this how you're supposed to do it?" I sound like weird, but yeah, you could get back to it quite easily.
Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. And you mentioned it a couple of times as well because you've got to bring that stuff live now. You've got to also get yourself voice ship shape ready for the live environment because the end of November and throughout December, you're all over Europe, including, importantly, dates in the UK
Yes,
celebrating your
sir.
20th anniversary tour. Have you settled on the set list for this tour? Because you've got a ton of new tracks that you can basically now debut. So have you kind
Yeah,
of thought about the set list?
we have narrowed it down to I think I would say we're 95% sure on the set list, but it depends a little bit on the production of the tour. If we can do it how we want to do it with the lights and with the backgrounds and the LED background and stuff like that. So it's a little bit up to that, but 95% I would say I'm sure. But yeah, it's gonna be a couple of new songs definitely. Yeah.
Do you feel prepared for it? It's a pretty sizable run that you're on.
Yeah, I'm not prepared. I am nervous. I am I don't know. I'm shaking when I'm thinking about it because it's such a weird thing to be on stage again. I remember we did the first show after the breakup. We did Nova Rock in Austria, the festival, and it was like the worst show we ever done. We had so much technical issues with our in-ears, so we can only hear drums and nothing else. And it was
Oof.
like you had to like really push yourself to hear anything. So I know that there's a lot of nervosity going on, and we are like, I don't know, it's gonna be a strange feeling, but it's gonna be good when you have like when you've done the pre-production and you feel like you're warm in your clothes again.
Yeah, you mean you start with a couple of dates in Germany as well. So it's a great country, great cities as well to visit that love metal. So it's a great way to start, I think, really get you going.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Okay, tell me, what do you think this new album overall says about Adept as you stand here in 2025?
What was that? Where are we standing right now?
No, tell me what you think this new album says about you guys as you stand here in
Okay.
2025.
Well, for me, I mean, Blood Covenant is like it is a way for us to show ourselves that we didn't give up. It's a pact that we did when we were young kids. We wanted to take over the world with music. We wanted to be friends forever. Let's take over the world together. But then life happens and you go on different paths. So I think that this album is like, okay, we got back together. We're gonna complete this full circle, because if you take a look at the album cover, it's not a full circle. It's a person also that is fading away, but not fade away completely. So we're not really done. So I would just say that this is not a comeback. It's more like a continuation, but a fresh one. So we just want to take a lead from where Sleepless left off, and just continue on this journey together. And hopefully next time that we take a break, or if we put music aside, it's our decision and not like a pandemic kind of decision to it.
Yes, God, yes, yes. Let's. Oh, that's ideal, of course. I mean, talking to you here, I think I know the answer to this next question because your enthusiasm shines through and how excited you are to get this album out. But what does it mean to you to release this record?
It means it means the world. To be honest, it's very important for me because being in a band for so long, it's almost been like it's a part of your identity. And to not have that identity, it can make you feel a little bit lost. So for my personal experience, I felt like I needed music. I needed it more than people needed to hear our music. I needed it the most. So for me, it's just I feel more complete now when I have my friends back together to play music together, to release new music. So yeah, I'm really happy that we got to do this at least one more time. So maybe more albums, I don't know, but at least we did this one more time, and very happy about that.
Yes, yes. I don't think I've spoken to an artist or a band artist, whoever, when it comes to talking about a specific album, who can't help but mention, well, what's going to come in the future? Who knows? We shall see. But there might be stuff. It's
Maybe, yeah.
inevitable. I've got one more for you, really, and I'll let you get on to your next interview. And it's really, might be a difficult one to answer, but I
Mhm.
do like to test those I speak to, which is about success. Success is measured in weird ways these days. We know that it's not about money; it's about
Mhm.
whatever, likes, streams, however you choose to
Yeah.
measure it. And that's the question. What would success for this record look like to you personally?
I mean, go back 10 years, success for us was most people at the shows, most sold tickets, most plays on Spotify. I mean, most sold merch. So that was a lot of pressure, and it was like a competition that was unhealthy. Every band had kind of like. So I would definitely say it's a big difference now, because now it's the success. If that is, if you go up on stage with a smile and you go off that stage with the same smile, that you can take time to enjoy the stuff that you are getting in your life. That you are, you have these amazing opportunity to travel the world, to see a lot of people, and to take that for granted is not okay. You need to stand and appreciate the moments that you get. So I think that success for us is just to embrace and enjoy.
There it is. I mean, goodness me, that's not too much to ask. But hell, if it gives you a ton of money and a ton of shows as well, we won't complain about that either, right?
I won't complain. That's for sure. But yeah.
24th of October, Blood Confident. I cannot wait to see the response to it. I know how I feel, but I want to know how others. And that's it. Thank you so much for taking the time to speak to me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate talking to you, man.
Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed what you've seen, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. It does help us out. You can find us at gbhbl.com and across all social media platforms. And if you really want to give us a bit of extra support, please consider buying us a cup of coffee over on our coffee page. Thank you.